When I first told people I was thinking about starting a YouTube channel, I got asked a lot about what kind of channel it would be and who it was for. I told people I'm trying to reach young men who might benefit from understanding and adopting a warrior ethos for their life. My dirty little secret is that I believe all men should have a certain proficiency with violence and the willingness to use it in defense of what they hold dear. But look, I am not going to take the time to argue with anyone who disagrees. But if you've wondered if you were born to be a warrior poet, a Templar knight, a Ronin samurai, or just a monk wandering the world like Caine from Kung Fu, walk from place to place, meet people, get in adventures, well, you were. So let's get that started. Now, if I'm going to do this, I should start by telling you what I mean when I say warrior. Because it's not the soft, easy, everyone is fighting a battle bullshit I keep hearing about. If it were, I'd just send you to those channels and welcome you to the brotherhood. Being a warrior is, to a certain extent or another, about violence. At the same time, there has to be more to it, right? Otherwise, every drunk wage slave who decides to smack his wife and kids around would be a warrior. Which is, by the way, what that fat fuck punching his 12-year-old or his wife wants to think. He wants to feel like he's strong and courageous and not an impotent errand boy. So as essential as prowess is, violence is not the cornerstone of being a warrior. That cornerstone is love. Now I'm sure I'll make a video about love soon, but right now let's just be clear that love is a big topic and can cover a great many degrees of affection. We love our wives and children, we love our ancestors and our gods, we love our tribe and our country, we love the raiders, and we love these nameless, faceless ideas like the good, justice, beauty. And to be honest, I want you to love all of those things. Well, maybe not the raiders. Maybe I should take this more seriously if I want you to take it seriously. But the first step in being a warrior is to really question yourself and come to understand what you love so much that you'd risk extinction to preserve it. For most of us, it's a person or a group of people, but for the best of us, it'll include certain principles. It's usually not safe to hurt a child in a warrior's presence, for example. That's because such an action violates our sense of what is good and just. So I'm not here to dictate to you what your cause should be, how grand, how limited, but a warrior always has a cause. A warrior always has a cause that's bigger than he is. It's a cause beyond himself. Now, once a man knows his cause, he will become a better man. But he's not a warrior until he takes his duty to protect what he loves seriously. That means really understanding the risks that are out there and how to confront them. And confront can't stop short of violence if necessary. It certainly includes negotiation, situational awareness, all of the tools used to manage trouble or avoid it safely and peacefully. But it doesn't stop there. Taking your cause and your role as a warrior seriously means staying in shape, training in a martial art, training with arms and carrying them. Don't be that neckbeard who thinks he has some innate badassery that comes out when he sees red. And don't be that guy that relies on his certainty that nothing's really going to happen, right? I hope you never have to ball up your fist and hurt someone. But if you ever do have to fight, I hope you're prepared to win. Being committed to your cause is reflected in your willingness to train and live the way warriors live. Now, luckily, the third characteristic we have to develop in order to call ourselves warriors flows naturally from taking the first two seriously. A warrior has a code. Now, make no mistake, You think your code's better than mine, I think my code's better than yours, and we'll go into all that at a later date. But your code is your code, and you'll find it flows naturally from your study and training about conflict, your introspection about your cause. The amateur wants to laugh and say that all is fair in love and war, and that all this talk about codes and being a warrior is silly. This is the same guy who assures you that he could kill another human being with no regret, no hesitation. But between 17 and 27 veterans kill themselves every day. These are Marines, Rangers, Navy SEALs. Over the past 10 years, 7 of them were Cav Scouts I deployed to Afghanistan with. Whether it's a parking garage outside a club, a roadside in Iraq, or a village in Afghanistan, it's too easy during a real fight to cross some line you weren't prepared for and discover later that you've left behind something you can't live without. A warrior's code is developed by understanding the task of defending your cause and still being worthy of it after that defense. It's no coincidence that every military organization has a code, whether it's Bushido learned by a samurai at his father's knee, the rule is observed by Knights Templar, or the Warrior's Creed hammered into trainees at BCT by the U.S. Army. And the first line in most of those creeds concerns understanding you're putting the cause ahead of yourself and unwilling to bend that code just to ensure your survival. So that's it. Beginning to live a warrior ethos begins and ends with these principles. Have a cause. Train to defend that cause. Live by a code that reflects how worthy a cause you serve. We'll talk about a couple of codes soon. First, the rule of the Knights Templars, and then a more modern set of reflections designed for civilians. Until then, if I've left you with questions, comments, arguments, you know how to reach me. If you don't know how to reach me, well, that's next. If you're wondering where to go next, I'd say right here. If you've had about all of me you can stand for the day, that's okay. YouTube will find you another video to help you find your way further down this path. Have a beautiful day and help someone else have a beautiful day. Remind someone you love that you love them. And that kid you used to be who wanted to be a hero, don't let that guy down.